Hey there. So first I want to thank you for taking the time to meet with me during your Serenity Reset session. As I put together your personal proposal, I wanted to share a little bit more about the work that we will do together if you decide to work with me, and why I believe it creates such meaningful change for so many women. Because if you're anything like most of the women I work with, you're probably not struggling because you don't care. You're probably not struggling because you're lazy, and you're probably not struggling because you lack potential. In fact, most women I meet are incredibly capable. They're smart, they're caring, they're hardworking, they're trying, they want to help others, they want to give others confidence, they want their own confidence, yet they still find themselves stuck in frustration cycles. So they get excited about a goal, they make a plan, they start strong, and then life happens. They get overwhelmed, they begin overthinking, they doubt themselves, they lose momentum, and before long, they're right back where they started, wondering why they can't seem to stay consistent. For years, I thought the answer was more discipline, more motivation, a better planner, a better strategy. But what I eventually discovered is that lasting change rarely happens at the level of strategy alone, because most women are trying to build a business, improve their health, strengthen relationships, or pursue their purpose while carrying years of stress, fear, self doubt, overwhelm, limiting beliefs, survival patterns underneath the surface. And those hidden patterns often influence our actions far more than we realize. That's why you can generally want change and still struggle to follow through. It's why you can know exactly what to do and still find yourself procrastinating. It's why you can have a great idea and still talk yourself out of it. The problem is rarely a lack of information. Most women have plenty of information. The challenge is something deeper that gets them pulled back into the same patterns. One of the ways I explain this is through conscious and subconscious mind. If you don't know much about the brain, your conscious mind is part of you that says, I want to be consistent. I want to grow. I want to stop overthinking. I want to show up confidently. But beneath that is your subconscious mind. And your subconscious mind is 95%. Your conscious mind, the one that wants to grow, is 5%. So the part storing years of beliefs, emotional experiences, habits, and automatic responses, that's your subconscious mind. So even when you consciously want success, visibility, confidence, or growth, another part of you may still associate those things with rejection, failure, criticism, pressure, disappointment, burnout, or fear. And when those hidden associations exist, it can feel like you're constantly fighting yourself. That's why willpower alone doesn't create lasting change. You can't simply force yourself to think differently long term. You can't shame yourself into confidence. You can't pressure yourself into peace. Real transformation happens when we begin identifying and renewing the deeper beliefs and patterns driving our actions. Our thoughts influence our emotions influence our actions, and our actions influence our results. I'm really big on emotion creates motion. So if we only focus on changing our actions without addressing the thoughts and beliefs under it, then the cycle will continue. So one example is like taking Tylenol for a headache, but the real issue is dehydration. The Tylenol may temporarily help you with the symptom, but it does not address the root cause. You need water. That's why Serenity Mind Renewal sessions go deeper than service level strategy. Yes, I can help you with the business strategy, all that you want to do, but there's more to it. Together, we'll uncover the thoughts, fears, beliefs, and internal patterns that may be keeping you stuck. We'll dig deeper than we did in the Serenity Reset session. We'll identify where you're giving your power away. We'll create awareness around the stories you've been carrying, and we'll begin building new patterns that support the life and business you're trying to create. Not through pressure, not through hustle, not through perfection, but through awareness, renewal, and aligned action. One of the things I often tell women is your mind is usually will usually choose what feels familiar before it chooses what is possible. So most of the patterns you're experiencing today didn't start yesterday. They were built years of experience, emotions, repetition, reinforcement. So think of it like this. It is kind of like walking the same path through tall grass every single day. Over time, that path becomes flattened and familiar, right? And your mind naturally keeps going that direction without even thinking about it. And that's like starting and stopping, procrastinating, doubting yourself. And it's not because you're broken, it's just because those pathways have become familiar. The good news is that new patterns can be built too. You are not stuck in beliefs you've always had. You are not stuck in the habits you've always had. You are not stuck in the story you've been telling yourself about what you're capable of. Change is possible. I've seen it in my own life. I've had the privilege of helping women experience it too. And if we work together, my role isn't to fix you. There's nothing wrong with you. You're not broken. My role is to help you identify what's keeping you stuck, renew the patterns that no longer serve you, and help you create meaningful progress that feels aligned with your values, your capacity, and the season you're in. Because the goal isn't becoming someone else. The goal is becoming the woman God created you to be without the fears, beliefs, and patterns continually holding you back. This work is about helping you create new pathways. Instead of forcing or shaming yourself, we begin teaching your mind and nervous system that it is safe to think differently, show up differently, move forward differently. At first, the new path can feel unfamiliar, like walking through tall grass, but the more you practice it, the more clearer and easier that path becomes. As you move forward through this process, if you decide to, I want you to remember, change your beliefs, not your boundaries. The work is not about pushing past your capacity, ignoring your health, or forcing yourself into hustle culture. It's about renewing the beliefs and patterns that keep you stuck while honoring the boundaries and capacity you genuinely need. If that resonates with you, I'd be honored to walk alongside you in this journey. I truly believe meaningful change is possible, and I'd love to help you take the next steps. Thank you.